Presentation number 1, Communication Customer Analysis, LIS 581, Spring 2020, by Dorinda Hardy, Charlene Riccio, Eric Stein, and Jade Varney. Hello everyone and welcome. Thank you for taking the time from your busy work, home, and family lives to be with us here today. My name is Eric Stein, and I'm a member of the Acme School District Libraries Management Team. I will be joined shortly by 3 of my fellow team members, and we're going to speak with you about some of the exciting new additions that have been made to the school libraries right here in our own district. With our presentation today, we hope to demonstrate the process by which we have increased the services we have provided to our amazing students and faculty throughout the entire school district. Our agenda today is as follows. First, I'm going to speak with you all about environmental scanning, what it is, and how it can be used to better understand and communicate the needs of our educational community. After that, we'll be joined by Jade Varney, who will speak about the exciting STEAM labs that have been added to the school libraries in our district and the SWOT analysis that preceded their implementation. Charlene Riccio will then join us to speak about the results of our environmental scan, and finally Dorinda Hardy will conclude our presentation by speaking with us about important ways that we can keep our entire community involved with this and all future projects. Just to touch briefly on the idea of community involvement, we at the Acme School District Libraries Management Team consider open community communication and involvement to be at the very heart of all we do in the library service profession. So it really is wonderful to be here today among so many members of our school community. With the needs of our community at the forefront of our thought process, an environmental scan was conducted. So what is an environmental scan? When we say environment, we're referring to the surroundings, conditions, circumstances, and influences, both tangible and intangible, affecting our school libraries. Scanning refers to the monitoring and collection of information of these library environments to get a sense of how things are going, what's working, what's not working, etc., and how improvements could be made. Summed up by the Pandora quote here on the slide as, an environmental scan can be a systematic way of reviewing current status and identifying both opportunities and problems. So to the question of why do we use an environmental scanning? Well, a properly conducted scan helps us to better realize the trends, changes, and different competitors that impact or may impact the library community. In short, a scan is conducted to better understand and communicate the needs of our educational community. Now, if you would please join me in welcoming my colleague Jade Varney, who will be speaking us to us further about our process.
Hello, parents and teachers of the Acme School District. My name is Jade Varney, and along with welcoming you today, I'd like to thank you for taking notice in the recent changes we have made to our libraries. It is always our mission at Acme to stay relevant and give our students the most fulfilling educational experiences possible. Before our recent STEAM lab additions, it seemed necessary to discuss what our long-term goals and visions for our libraries were and what direction we envisioned for the future of all 6 Acme school libraries. In order to move forward with any project planning, first we had to scan our current libraries for all internal and external factors that both contribute and inhibit our success. For these reasons, our team decided to perform a SWOT analysis to examine our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. As previously mentioned, a SWOT analysis is a technique used to measure not only strengths and weaknesses within an organization, but also the potential barriers that could stop us from reaching our goals. Let's take a closer look at each component of the analysis. Strengths in a business or organization are simply their capabilities and the qualities that give them a competitive edge. Strengths in an organization can vary greatly depending on what aspect of the organizational infrastructure you are looking at. It could be having substantial funds or cutting-edge technology, or it simply could be having an upbeat and friendly staff. Having a positive and uplifting work environment among staff should never be overlooked as a strength. On the contrary, weaknesses are the internal factors keeping you from achieving your goals or visions as a group, business, or organization. Weaknesses, just as strengths, could be financial or interpersonal in nature, or relate to physical resources such as space. Weaknesses within an organization regarding project planning could also be related to time or lack of know-how. Acknowledging your strengths and weaknesses, regardless of how big or small, is pertinent to the successful implementation in project planning. Opportunities and threats look at the external factors that could impact the success or failure of an organization. Opportunities provide the chance to provide its performance or gain a competitive edge. Threats are varying factors that aim to reduce the organization's performance or reputation. Opportunities and threats as external factors can present themselves in many ways, including the physical environment, the demographics of your area, funding, the current state of the economy, or even legislation. So, once we recognized all four components of the SWOT analysis and felt we had a good grasp on the current state of all internal and external factors of our libraries, it was time to move forward, building on our strengths, rehabilitating our weaknesses, seizing opportunities, and combating any threats. However, before doing so, it is important to recognize within the SWOT framework there are not only advantages but disadvantages as well. The advantages of performing the SWOT analysis were clear. It not only helped us to decide to go forward with the integration of STEAM labs within all of our libraries, but it also helped us to set other achievable goals and expectations. The SWOT analysis gave us the opportunity not only to move forward with expanding our facilities, but to do so based on information that can directly impact our success. Another advantage to using the SWOT analysis is that it gives your organization the opportunity to truly reflect on your performance and quality. By doing this, we can address our flaws and weaknesses. Assessment is key in any education profession, and the library is no exception. Scanning our environment via a SWOT analysis was the assessment needed for our libraries to become more efficient and relevant for a 21st century learner. Not as obvious were the disadvantages to using the SWOT technique, but as with anything, you must take the good with the bad. While our library management team would agree that the SWOT analysis helped move our libraries in a positive direction, there were a few barriers and roadblocks we can share with all of you. First, while the SWOT framework suggests we focus on four main factors, how one decides what falls into these categories can be rather subjective. For example, what one sees as a strength, another may view as a weakness. We found this to be true a few times throughout the process, resulting in the need for further discussion. Time, unfortunately, served as a disadvantage as well. As with most projects, we were performing under time restraints and schedules. Because of this, we all wondered if we had truly scanned everything possible. Due to the lack of time, were our results as accurate as they could be? Another disadvantage came with the sheer volume of information we began gathering. When it came to external factors, where do you draw the line? The mass amount of information caused some of us at times to feel a bit overwhelmed, leading to information overload. As you all know, our SWOT analysis led to our decision to implement STEAM labs in all of our libraries. Therefore, it is our belief that any disadvantage was outweighed by the advantages of using this technique. Thank you for taking an interest in our efforts towards positive change. And now I'd like to turn things over to our next team member, Charlene, who will be going over the results of our scan.
Good afternoon, Parent Teachers Association of the Acme School District. My name is Charlene Riccio, and today I will be discussing the results of the recent environmental scan that we performed as part of our team. Before I present to you the results, I would like to explain the goals of the SWOT analysis we performed. The first goal is to identify any emerging issues facing our libraries that may cause challenges in the future. The second goal is to identify any potential pitfalls or unsuspected difficulties that may affect our libraries. Another goal of the scan is to become prepared for the unexpected. And finally, the ultimate goal is to make sure that we are equipped with the right kind of resources and services that align to our patrons' needs. In the first box, which describes our current strengths, we included the fact that we have a very professional and trained library staff, a diverse collection of materials which include print, audiobooks, e-readers, and graphic novels. We also have a makerstation area located in each library that provides opportunities to build with various materials, work with crafts, and play games. When we researched our weaknesses located here in the orange box, we discovered that each library in our district only has one full-time librarian and a part-time librarian aide. The elementary libraries do not have any aides and rely on part-time volunteer assistants from parents of children that attend the schools. We also discovered that our schools do not use one-to-one computing, so students have to share computers in the library. The opportunities shown here in the green box are how we went about obtaining the funds to not only build onto our libraries, but also build a STEAM lab within each library. We applied for a grant from DonorsChoose.org, and with our hard work and persistence, we were able to get the capital project to pass in our school community, which would result in a slightly higher increase in taxes for the people in our district. We also chose to visit other libraries in different school districts to get an understanding how their libraries functioned with STEAM labs. These visits helped our team to identify what we needed to support our students. Our threats located in the red box state that if we would have remained unaware of these changes and minimized the importance the change may have had on our libraries, there could have been a possibility of closing some of the libraries. With the addition of space and a STEAM lab, our libraries will now be the hub of our schools. We will be able to provide up-to-date technology for our students, as well as offer STEAM activities in the lab, as opposed to only in the classrooms. According to Castiglione, the result of performing an environmental scan may facilitate a more effective allocation of scarce library services by providing library administrators with the information to acquire, adapt, and utilize only those services and information systems that have the potential to increase stakeholder satisfaction. In other words, by performing the SWOT analysis, we are able to see what we need in order to provide our students and stakeholders with the appropriate services and technologies they need to succeed and be lifelong learners.
Hi, my name is Dorinda Hardy. Now that my colleague has explained to you what our environmental scan results are, I would like to talk to you about our future status as a school library system. As librarians, we must continue to adapt to new technologies and services to support our students' learning. Continuing to offer our students up-to-date technology is important to us as we move forward. To counteract limited space and make room for new services and student learning supports, such as additional computers in the space we have, we can downsize the aging reference section and expand databases available to our students. We can also provide our students using e-readers with the option of more e-books to choose from. As we continue to build upon our strengths, we can maximize our students' potential and prepare them for their futures. In the future, we plan to build upon our strength in our makerspace area and to pursue building up our new STEAM lab as the hub of our schools. Our school libraries can offer students rewarding activities to support STEAM. A main reason for creating STEAM labs and makerspaces in the library is to promote literacy and learning. We will continue to search for and obtain grants to provide up-to-date technology and opportunities to fulfill our students' academic potential. With our environmental scan completed, we begin to plan for our library's future. By involving and collaborating with the community, we can develop future programs to maximize the benefit to our students. Our community resources include local businesses, museums, libraries, boys and girls clubs, STEAM-related teachers and professionals, and many others. Our students will benefit as we work together. We believe that it takes a whole community coming together to offer our students the best education possible. Local communities can also provide libraries with valuable insight for program development and inclusive instructional design. Along with collaborating and future planning, the community can be actively involved in mentoring and leading students in new programs. Community members can also be great special guest readers and give amazing presentations based on their jobs, skills, and talents for inquiring minds.
All right, excellent. On behalf of the Acme School District Libraries Management Team, we'd like to thank you all so very much for being here today. It was our great pleasure talking with you about our process, and we look forward to seeing you and working with you all again on future projects. Thank you so much. Bye now.